Hello Sagittarius, your February 2025 forecast. On the screen now, we can see that your ruler Jupiter continues its retrograde, but not for much longer. So the great news is that on the 4th, Jupiter goes direct, but also on the same day, Venus moves into your sister fire sign of Aries. Now, both those things are really excellent portents, but also right at the start of the month, the Sun in Aquarius, which shares characteristics of your sign, can be very independent-minded, loves freedom, can be very shrewd and spotting trends. Well, the Sun in Aquarius forges an ace link to Jupiter, a trine, one of astrology's best angles. So as you go into this month, the Sun, along with the planet of talk and thought, Mercury, and of course Pluto, are all in your third house. That's how you think, quick communications. Of course, Aquarius is an air sign. It can be very progressive, but that third house energy could see you looking at technology. If you have a website working on it, maybe you're going to have a greater connection to people immediately around you in your locality, groups, interests. Perhaps it is going to be someone you're going to have a connection with online, because Jupiter going direct in your sector of relating through to the 9th of June is a window of opportunity, but the link to the Sun at the start of this month suggests whether it is around business and some kind of collaborative project, a partnership, or reaching towards someone that you connect with, perhaps a business client that you just really have a rapport with. All of those things can spark from the bright energy of the Sun, but also Mercury in your third house. Venus going into Aries comes after a mesmeric connection with Neptune and the North Node. And to be honest, Neptune and the North Node in a conjunction through the spine of this month is probably the most potent secular influence. And if we think that this particular North Node cycle hasn't happened in the sign of Pisces for so very long, it really could see you with an opportunity to get the kind of home or family life that you really would like, that perhaps Neptune has been alluding to since 2012, but Saturn has been creating some resistance around since 2023. And indeed, right at the start of this month, you'll see the Moon and Saturn are very close together. So there could still be something around a family matter. Perhaps it's to do with the limitation of your home. Perhaps your own emotions aren't quite as settled as they could be. But in terms of a more social interaction, it's looking very bright at the start of this month. Now, we are going to have on the 9th a cazimi between the Sun and Mercury. That's where they're in unison, and the power of the Sun, which obviously is the root of our life force, glows up the quick wits of Mercury in house 3, which has a kind of Gemini vibe to it. Your ability to share ideas in a very charismatic and buzzy and vibrant way is certainly going to be enhanced. If you are someone who's thinking about a new mode of transport, it's possible, particularly with Jupiter leaning into the Sun at the start of this month, you could decide to splash out to get what you really want. But some new technology could be in the mix for some people, or you could just have that very meaningful conversation. That said, by the 12th we have a full moon, and it's a full moon that really does accentuate the communicational axis in your chart. The Sun in the third house is quick, fast communication. It's very restless. It's not very inclined to take our time. It's more of a response. It's a reactive energy. The other side of the heavens is more redolent of the energy of your sign, the Moon in Leo. So that's about the big picture, but it's also about our desire for freedom, travel, movement, all the strands that are very much associated with you. But Uranus, which has been quite the disruptor since March 2019 full time, around just trying to get some kind of routine in your life, suggests that you could find yourself through the middle of this month feeling quite wired up. And the problem may be trying to direct your energy in a way which is grounded and gives you some kind of tangible result. Now, Uranus in the sign of Taurus can be about money, it can be about resources, but it can also be about how we value ourselves. If you are getting caught up in a situation where your desire to be very enthusiastic means that you're taking on more and more, but that's bending your ability to be very efficient, maybe that's what the full moon's asking you to do. Think, but also express what your boundary needs to be. But if you're also very bored in a routine job that really doesn't give you any personal stimulation or excitement, then maybe that's the area that you need to be thinking about changing. But on the 14th, Mercury moves out of Aquarius and into the sign of Pisces. Now, Mercury and Pisces are not natural friends, if you like, any more than Mercury in your sign is. I actually really like Mercury in Sagittarius. I feel the enthusiasm of your sign, together with the quick wits of communication, has more benefits than the detriment suggests. But in the sign of Pisces, which is very emotional and can be very subjective, the clarity that Mercury seeks is really diminuted. So you could find yourself feeling quite inward over the next few weeks, to be honest, particularly when the Sun joins up with Mercury, but also with, of course, Saturn, Neptune and the North Node. And really right through to when Neptune moves at the end of March and Saturn on the 26th of May, you're going to go through a key period for how you feel about things, but also the importance of your home, your family connections, your roots. If you're someone with a massive passion for genealogical research, that could be activated. If you really want to work from home rather than travelling, that may be something that you're going to try and make happen. But also, because your nature is to be very buoyant and investigative and adventurous, the more emotional dimension of your situation can be something that you resist. And Saturn, frankly, over the last couple of years has been pushing and prodding you to take note that just like everyone else, you do need to rest. You do need to give yourself time for your emotions to decompress. You need to accept at times that you're not indestructible, that you do have some vulnerabilities. Now, if you've done that, then actually there may have been a huge growth. You may have, for example, settled, got your own home. There may have been a child that's come along. There may have been some nurture developing in your situation, which has been gratifying. But if you are trying to do a deal on a property, purchase or rental, the link between Mercury and also with Saturn that's going to occur this month certainly gives you a chance to be very serious minded about that. That's the 23rd to the 27th. But if there are some energies at the heart of your life which are not so cordial, maybe there's someone who doesn't tend to be very supportive, sometimes has cool or critical words to say, that can be a feature too. That said, Mars goes direct on the 24th and does link very well with Mercury. Mars is in the part of your chart very much to do with desire. If you are someone who wants to bring extra passion into your world in a sexual context, Mars going direct will certainly help through to the 18th of April. But seriously, Mars is linked to Mercury at this juncture of the month. If you are looking to raise some finance for a property issue, your motivation to have a good outcome can be very strong. As the month draws to a close, the new moon in your fourth house gives you a chance to reset your posture around how you feel about things, your environment. You may find yourself wanting to be nearer or deeper in nature, close to water, a more reflective part of the year. But there is a square with Jupiter. If there is someone on your horizon, celestially, who's making your pulse race, the enthusiasm can be very strong as the month comes to a close, but always take it back, Sagittarius, to how you feel. And that's really what Saturn's been asking you to work on the last couple of years, not just being very dynamic, very open and daring and enterprising. It's a fantastic set of influences that you have threaded through your very nature. But all of us need to, at times, be a little bit more conscious of being protective. And that's really the story towards the end of this month. If you've yet to watch your year 2025 deep dive forecast, please see the link beneath this video. Discover your personal natal horoscope for absolutely free, including the big three of the ascendant, sun and the moon, and the houses they're located in, as well as all the other planetary positions, by downloading your chart by clicking the link underneath this video. Or you can take advantage of my special star choice range, where you buy one horoscope and get the second horoscope free. Please see below for more for that too.